Welcome to 4.5 of The Narcissistic. As a reminder, this profile is motivated to preserve their reputation or status with the intent to avoid feeling shame while gaining authority and recognition. Now, this is not the same as a narcissist. A narcissist is someone that's been specifically diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. So someone can possess high levels of narcissistic traits, but still technically not be a narcissist. And not all narcissists are sociopathic. This type in particular was likely raised by a narcissistic parent that exploited the child to gain recognition and tied love and worth to achievement or appearance, while behind the scenes often involved humiliation or shame episodes or pure emotional neglect. This is why this type will be extremely sensitive, though, to any level of criticism. Sociopathy and narcissistic traits have a 50% heritability component. It depends heavily on the environment on whether or not it will be expressed. But when both appear in a parent or a grandparent, the next generation has a higher chance of expressing those same patterns. Let's look at a very, to me, obvious case. In this specific lineage, the pattern seems to stretch back to at least his grandfather, who immigrated from Germany, built early success in Seattle through brothels and small hotels, an empire that was actually founded on fraud, manipulation, and blurred ethics. These themes of ambition, control, and moral flexibility appear to continue in the family line, as his aunt claimed that his father was a high-functioning sociopath. Now, on top of this, he is a 1-3 profile. That combination learns through personal trial and error and tends to see life through its own lens. They can appear extremely self-absorbed. He also carries the incarnation cross of Eden, which often involves a story of exile or abandonment. Now, his aunt also claims that his mother abandoned him at a critical stage of his development, and his father's focus on achievement added layers of emotional neglect. Astrologically, this aligns with the shadow side of a Leo. He is a Leo rising, and Leo sits in his Pluto, intensifying the drive for power, recognition, and control. This type is one of the hardest to work with therapeutically because insights threaten their ego structure. If they are on the lower end, you can manage to get them into therapy, or if they're willing to go, there is help in schema therapy, which combines cognitive behavioral therapy with attachment and emotion focused work. There's also mentalization based therapy, especially if they tend to project blame onto others. And there's psychodynamic or transference focused therapy, or TFP. But without help, it will worsen when it's enabled. So it begs the question, when you have this type leading an entire country, is it surprising that the country is in the state that it's in? Puts a new perspective on the phrase lead by example, doesn't it? I'll be discussing this later in a video, so make sure you follow. But first, I'll be moving to the Maleficent next.